been a roller coaster season for the Pembroke Lumber Kings this year, missing the playoffs for the first time in nearly 5 years. But here we are, the last game of the regular season, and we had the opportunity to check in with owner, head coach, and also general manager of the Pembroke Lumber Kings, Alex Armstrong, to get his take on the season. Alex, walk us through a bit of it this season. There was a lot of turnover from last year, a lot of new faces came in, but the team got a lot younger this year. Is that kind of the direction that the Lumber Kings want to go into?
Yes and no. I think, when you lose the players we lost, obviously if they were back, we're probably looking at a totally different season, obviously. So they're elite hockey players, and they're tough to replace, right? It's especially the timing over the summer. It's usually this time of year the kids are getting signed from other places. So when you lose high-end players later on in the summertime, it's difficult to replace. And at the end of the day, age is only a number. I mean, you look at Vittel Dennis, 60 years old, and he may get 40 points this year. I mean, Jack Stockfish's first year had 42 as a 17-year-old. So Josh Brady, the 16-year-old, that's done really well. So again, age is only a number. It's how good the player is. So and I think our league, we're only allowed 2 16-year-olds. So I think you'd see a lot more young guys in the league if we were allowed to have more 16-year-olds. But that being said, you know what? It's the way the season started. It was just a case that we were a younger team than normal, and hopefully we can get older as we move forward here.
Obviously, we're building for next year. A lot of anticipation heading into training camp and a lot of off-season moves. Can you kind of give us a taste of what kind of players you're looking for?
We need some guys that can put the puck in the net. Obviously, Ben Forget net. Coming into the year, he's only played 15 games last year at prep school. He's really coming into his own. I think if you ask around the league, what kind of goaltender is, most teams will tell you he's elite. So at the end of the day, we need to find some offense, and we got to give Betty some home run support, and again, protect our back end. It's been a long year as far as the goals against are concerned, and it's been very difficult for sure for the players and ourselves, and never been in a situation in my life, so it's new to me, and moving forward, we know what we need to add here, and it will get done this summer.
The league always talks about the regular season, the postseason, and then technically the third season kicks in the summer when everything's all said and done, everybody's starting to recruit. Where do you look forward to bring in players, and how do you sell not only the Lumber Kings but also the city as a whole?
You look everywhere and anywhere. Obviously there's these kids nowadays all have advisors, agents. They're looking for homes for their players, and obviously Pembroke being such a historic franchise, with the people that have been here in the past, coaches, GMs, players, it's very easy to recruit. Obviously the building, the fan base, the best fans in the league, hands down. Obviously they're very supportive. They like to win. And there's nothing wrong with that, So at the end of the day, the kids come, they watch, they throw on hockey TV. You're a big fish in a small pond. You may not know who the individual is, but they certainly know who you are. So again, that's something that most kids in other areas don't have the luxury. Kind
of going back again to the whole franchise history and things like that, and the expectations for this team are always so high every single year. Do you feel that adds a lot of pressure not only to the coaching staff like yourself and Jeff this year, but also to the players who are on the bench?
No, that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to win, and at the end of the day, pressure is just a word. At the end of the day, it's these kids want to win, and the higher the level you go, there's more and more pressure. So it's like I said, when kids come here, this is your job. Your job is to play hockey and go to school. And this is no different in the real world. If you don't do well in your job, you're probably not employed for much longer.
Again, just kind of going back to getting ready for training camp next year. There's gonna be a lot of new faces probably again. What are some things that you expect your players to come in? The first day on the ice back after a long summer.
The expectations. They're got a year under their belt. They know what the league's about. They know the expectations here. They just need to be ready. There's really no excuse to say, hey, it's a culture shock for them, right? It's new to the Billet family, new to the town, new to the league. It usually takes a couple of weeks for an individual in the league to get used to the Billet family, the facilities, the town, etc. So there's no excuse. So at the end of the day, when they come in, they should have an advantage over another player that's just walking in off the street.
You mentioned that the team was off to a rough start because they were just so young in a fairly older league compared to other teams. Is that kind of was the common denominator this year for this team?
I think so. I think at the end of the day, you also have to look where you are. You have to pick your poison, so to speak. And, at the end of the day, you finish 8th or 9th or 10th. Some teams that got beat out in the first round, so would they play 4 more hockey games than we did throughout the year? So, and those older guys move on, so you're back to square one. Whereas if you bring the young guys in and you play them, and hopefully they get better over time, and the next year they come in, you're not starting from scratch, so to speak. So, but that being said, our league's bumped it to 8 20-year-olds. So. I think you'll fully expect us to have 8 20-year-olds in the lineup next year.
So that kind of leads to my next question then. I know it's always playoffs or bust for this team every year, but again, this year was a bit of a learning curve for a lot of the guys, some new coaching staff as well, but next year we're looking to maybe take it to that X level.
Absolutely. Every year you want to make the playoffs. There's no excuses. I mean, the responsibility solely falls on my shoulders and the players' shoulders. At the end of the day, players win and lose games. You just, X's and O's are X's and O's. You try to have the right personnel on the ice at the right time. Hopefully they can get the job done. But at the end of the day, they got to win hockey games, and we can sit here and make all the excuses we want. We're going to get the job done. It's as simple as that. Are we happy? Absolutely not. It's been a long, long year. But at the same time, the way some of the kids have come along, like Ben Forget and Ryan McNally and Josh Brady and Mattel Dennis, the young guys. It's been nice to see. So there's a bright future for these kids moving down the road.
Thanks very much, Alex. Best of luck in the offseason.
Thanks, Kyle.
Unbelievable. Well, I think we know what the highlight reel is going to be after this game. This shootout has been amazing.
So here we are, last game of the regular season. Everybody here at YourTV is going to miss you until next year when we get more CCHL tonight here at the Pembroke Memorial Center. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next season.